Hello students, welcome to the video for the subject of auditing. We are going to talk about the topic of internal check. Now, when we have talked about an internal check system, we also need to identify that there are some merits, that is, there are some advantages and there are some disadvantages to the internal check system. So let us first of all talk about that what are the benefits of having an internal check system in any kind of business organization. So the very first advantage is that it has a moral influence on employees. When we say that it has a moral influence on employees, so the internal check system ensures, and actually since the employees know that whatever work they are being performing, it is going to be checked by other employees. It is going to be cross-checked. So the employees, they tend to perform in a better manner and they feel more influenced to work without committing any kind of errors. The second advantage of an internal check system is prevention of errors and frauds. Now again, since the work done by one employee is automatically and compulsorily being examined by other employees, so they become more alert in performing their duties and hence the chances of frauds will be reduced. Another advantage of internal check system is that it has influence on efficiency of the employees. Now, in the internal check system, we have studied that there is the principle of the division of work. That is, every single employee is given one specific task to perform. Now, when an employee clearly knows the duties that he has to complete, the responsibilities that he has, and he has certain amount of authority also to complete a particular task, in that case, the efficiency level of the employees would certainly increase. Further, if an organization adopts for an internal check system, ultimately the auditor also has some benefits because in the organizations where the internal check system is very reliable, so the auditor can also adopt for the test checking mechanism instead of adopting for any kind of in-depth analysis or routine checking because all the work, most of the work would have been performed while the internal check system would be in place. Another advantage of internal check system is early preparation of final accounts. All the accounts are examined continuously and there are no undetected errors in the books of accounts and the trial balance. Since both the sides of the trial balance would be tallied, so final accounts can be prepared much earlier if the organization has a good internal check system. Now, whenever we talk about some advantages of a particular aspect, we also understand that there is also a possibility of some limitations or some disadvantages. So internal check system also has some limitations. The very first limitation could be that sometimes the auditor becomes negligent. Now, since the auditor believes that the internal check system of the company is in place, so he or she would believe that all the books of accounts have already been checked. So he or she might get little negligent in performing his or her duties. Another limitation of an internal check system could be that there might be some negligence by the employer. The owner of the organization, they might feel assured that all their account books and all their accounting work is totally in place and is being cross checked, and it might lead to a possibility that the errors would increase because the employer is also getting negligent, feeling that the accounts department is working very well. So it might lead to a problem for the organization in the long run. Further, there is also a possibility of errors. Why? Because the employees, they always have a thought process that they want to work and they want to complete the task as quickly as possible. Now, whenever people are working in a in haste, so we have heard about haste makes waste. So basically, when they are working as quickly as possible, there might be a possibility of some errors being committed by the employees. Further, another limitation could be that there might be groupism amongst the employees. Now, we say that in an internal check system, the work performed by one employee is being checked by another. But there is also a possibility of fraud And specifically when there is collusion amongst two or more employees, that is when two or more employees they form a group, that whatever task they are performing, if they feel that they are associating with each other, then that groupism might enhance the chances of frauds in the organization, which might be very harmful for the business. Another limitation of the internal check system could be that it might be unsuitable for small business concerns. Why it could be unsuitable? Because we say that in internal check system there is requirement of a large number of employees, and some work is being allotted to all those employees. So for small business concerns, adding more number of employees would be an additional burden, and it would be very difficult for the organization to handle that additional burden of salaries. So these were about some advantages and some limitations of the internal check system. Certainly it depends upon organization that to what extent it wants to benefit from this particular mechanism. So thank you everyone for watching this video, and stay tuned for more upcoming videos.